We sort of knew that Trump's trial wasn't going to end well, but we hadn't got our hopes up. That was sort of the whole point. And then the Dems went and got our hopes up over the weekend because all this new stuff started to come out that suddenly meant, wait, don't we need to have witnesses to talk about these new revelations? And let me tell you a little bit about the spicy stuff that should have necessitated witnesses. We found out about this phone call between Kevin McCarthy and Donald Trump. It was an expletive-laced phone call, apparently, so that's fun. With Kevin McCarthy, while the US Capitol was under attack, talking to Trump about it, Trump said that the rioters cared more about the election results than McCarthy did, which is an amazing way to describe people who were like hunting his vice president through the halls of Congress while that phone call was going on. He also apparently said originally, it's just Antifa. And McCarthy had to tell him, no, it's not Antifa. And Trump didn't believe that it was Antifa because then he immediately turned to these people care more about the election results. So did he think that Antifa cared more? I don't know. But anyway, McCarthy insisted that the rioters were Trump supporters and begged Trump to call them off because again, we've all forgotten this, but back at the time, everyone in the country knew that Trump was responsible for this and had to call them off. Many people just conveniently forgot about it between the 6th and today. Anyway, at one point, he said to Trump, this is McCarthy saying, who the F do you think you're talking to? But the thing was, Trump apparently knew who he was talking to. It was McCarthy, who immediately started licking his boot as soon as we moved past the 6th. And so we found out about that. We found out about Michael van der Veen, one of the Trump attorneys, lying about Trump not knowing about the danger that Pence was under. We've got people who like could attest to that. And so Francesca, they did this little vote and it seemed for about a half an hour that they were going to have witnesses. And I know that like we're way past this now, but when it looked like they were gonna be witnesses, what did you think about that? Did you think that that could possibly change the result or that it would matter in some way?
No, officially no. My official stance was it would definitely not change the outcome. It might have altered it a little bit, but not led to an actual conviction. But I was interested, to be honest, I was very curious and I thought that the week had gone pretty well and there was really damning evidence that everyone should see probably multiple times. So I didn't feel one way or another. I mean, what is it to me? I wasn't like, oh, well, there goes my week, It didn't matter. I was like, oh, okay, that if they think it's important, then it's important. And sure, I'd love to hear, from people like either Kevin McCarthy himself, because that phone call is insane. Like, can we understand that phone call is nuts? Like, this is, again, a Trump loyalist. No one can get through to him. No one can get through to him to say, you are maybe doing the wrong thing here, bud. Maybe call off your dogs. What dogs? Yeah. I don't have dogs.
They're Antifa dogs.
They're Antifa dogs. Antifa's got dogs. Talk to them about dogs. Hillary Clinton's got dogs. You want to talk about dogs? Like, no. So this is, it's perfect. And I think one of the other lines of questioning that Susan Collins and Mitt Romney, who ended up voting, to convict, they were asking basically, did the president know that the vice president was in danger before he tweeted out yet another Mike Pence should have done the right thing, quote unquote, even though it's not within the vice president's power to withhold the counting of the electors. So, yeah. and so these are really critical pieces of information. The problem is, I'm not sure if Mike Pence had been killed that day, that any of this would be different. I'm serious about that. You could have definitely gotten a few more senators. I don't know if you could have gotten the full 10 you needed to actually convict.
Yeah, and I know every time we say something like that, and we've said things like that quite a bit, there will be some people who be like, oh, you're being hyperbolic. Or, so I'm being hyperbolic. Francesca's a woman, so many of them would call her hysterical because they can't cloak their misogyny. But the idea would be, you're going too far. But what's the counter proposal to that? What happened that was too far and it really did turn people against him on the right? Like, some people briefly seem to care when the Billy Bush thing came out, sort of, and it's sort of sad that was kind of the thing that brought us the closest to that. But like Trump's, all the stuff with Ukraine and everything, like they didn't impeach him over that. We got no votes basically except for Mitt Romney. Like there really is nothing. And so, yeah, we get to speculate about What if they had actually like kneecapped Nancy Pelosi, or they left Mike Pence hanging outside of the building? Like, people can say, no, that would break through, and Sean Hannity would take stock of what he had helped to build. No, but you don't know that. You really don't. That everything is contingent. If they had killed Mike Pence, it would have just been, you'd have more Republicans more sure that it was Antifa that had actually done it. There is an evasion for everything. And now, as of right, sorry, continue.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm not sure that, look, if we're gonna spend a week per senator working on each one's individual like heart and soul and trying to like I said, morality whisper to them, I'm not sure that's a bad exercise. I'm not saying that even getting 3 more Republicans over to the convict side wouldn't have been worth it, because at least maybe then we can like have an actual opposition party that doesn't believe in insurrecting, a revolt inside the Capitol building. Right? Like, maybe that was worth it. I just I think the calculation was made, and I know we're gonna talk about it, but there was either the calculation that senators are tired and they wanna go home, which I definitely think was part of it. Which is like, no, you have to do your job. That's the point. But also the calculation of, we want to just get things done. We want the Biden administration to move forward with nominations, move forward with the COVID-19 plan. And we know that Republicans, because they are completely bad faith, are going to stretch anything out as long as they can, the witness process out as long as they can, in order to basically deny any kind of aid to the American people, which they already don't believe in, and they already stay up till 4 a.m. trying to introduce amendment after amendment after amendment to try and chip away at that necessary aid.
That's true.
It's a hard calculation to make. It's hard to know how to get through to these people.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.